Welcome to the Berry Kitchen, and today we're making something a little bit spooky, a little bit scary, maybe even eerie. It's gonna be an eyeball cheesecake recipe. I found it on the Food Network. I'm gonna link it down below if you'd like to test it out. I've never seen it. I don't even have any reviews, honestly, but let's give it a go. It's gonna be, it has I think an intermediate level, but I think we got this, y'all. The Berry Kitchen definitely can turn it out, or we're gonna turn something out. And you know, just a reminder of comment, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Share to someone new, someone who might like this recipe, think it's really cool. Or if it fails, I hope you guys enjoy the laugh, because we're gonna give it a go. Nonetheless, let's get our aprons on. Let's make this eyeball cheesecake and get to work. I want to put a little reminder to go down below, head to my shop, and make sure you get a spooky tote or anything fun, cool, and cute on my website. There's definitely something that hopefully you'll enjoy. So just head down, right down there. Oh yeah. And maybe subscribe, like, all that good stuff too. Just a little check-in. I'm going to start by popping this into the microwave real quick. I'm going to give it a minute. And I'm going to just start by putting some cake release into the pan. And I'm going to put a hefty amount just to make sure. But not enough to actually mess up the recipe, hopefully. One good heavy hand scoop, and just flip this all around. I'm gonna wait for that butter to get ready, but before that, let's pop this to the side, put this up. I'm going to set the pan to the side real quick and get the food processor ready. Let's check how this is doing. Okay, so that's ready, but I'm going to let that sit for a bit and cool down. I'm going to pour the cookies in the food processor just to get it started. I'm going to kind of just even that out. And just do a couple of pulses. Pause real quick. So I'm just gonna get this pulverized a little bit more. I got some coarse pieces. I might end up just having to let that do its, like, leave them so I don't make the rest of it too grinded up, because I still have to mix it a little bit more with the actual butter and the salt. So I'm gonna add a bit of salt right now. Can you grab my phone charger real quick? I'm gonna be very careful with this border because it's still kind of hot. Thank you. So now I'm gonna add in the salt, just like a sprinkle, teaspoon. Add that, pulse it once, pulse it twice, call it there. And I'm gonna add the butter that is still hot, so be careful if you do this. And then I'm going to pulse it some more. And now I'm going to, like the steam is getting it. There we go. This looks so good. It's definitely not too like pasty. It's not a paste. It's still like a crumble. Which is exactly what we want right now. So now, is it going? Alright. So now I'm going to push this back here a little bit and get that pan that we've set to the side back over here. We're going to come close together and you're going to see me pat this into there and pop it in the freezer for about until I'm done with the cream cheese mixture, which could be about like, let's say about 10 minutes. But like a flash freeze real quick just to, especially because that butter is hot, get it ready for the rest of the like mixture, is the best way to say it. So we can all come together and have a nice later cheesecake. Okay, now turn. So I'm gonna bring this pan that I prepared as you guys saw, and I'm gonna get this crumble in there. I'm going to pop it in the freezer for about 10, 15, 20 minutes for a flash freeze real quick while I get these other things done up. So let's get this going. We'll come in close together and start the first layer. Which if you're working from the bottom up, we're starting at the bottom. Okay. So this is what the crumbly substance looks like. You kind of want it not to get too thin and too pasty. End up taking out the blade, popping that into the springform pan. I'm going to pat that down. I ended up putting that in the freezer for about the 15, but then I realized I forgot to put the sugar in it. But then I ended up working it out, and now we're just going to re-pat it down, readjust it. It's not as like pulsed up, but it doesn't hurt it. And there we go. We got the base done. This is like where most of the hiccups actually happened. Now it's time for the second layer, which is the cream cheese portion, where the actual like cheesecake part name is coming from. We're gonna start with the first. We're gonna start with the first layer and get the gelatin, because this is gonna be a no-bake cheesecake. And I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of water into the gelatin and let it bloom for a little bit. I'm going to whisk this a little bit just to give it a little motion so it blooms at a better rate. Next step is going to be beating the cream cheese. The rest of the ingredients. You guys will come in close again and get this sorted out. I think once the gelatin is ready to go, we're going to get it sorted and get that first layer done. So come on, we got this. I think the nitty gritty and the hardest part is going to be the last layer, but that's like the actual spooky part of it. This is just a cheesecake and the other one is just a good base. So let's get that going. Throughout this recipe, just remember to scrape the sides of your bowl. Just helps out in every way. That's the cream cheese already beat. I'm gonna add in some powdered sugar. Pretty much get that sifted in. Sifting is the best way to go about it, just to make it smoother and it just whips up faster. I'm gonna add in that sour cream, some lemon juice, vanilla extract, some salt, just a little pinch, dash, and then I'm gonna combine this all together. And keep scooping the sides. In my gelatin, I heated it up in the microwave. And I'm gonna slowly pour that into this because it's a no-bake recipe. However, you need this because this is what's gonna make it set. Combine this into that cream cheese mixture. You can see how smooth it all turned out to be. And I'm gonna just pop that into the springform pan on that previously cooled base. Do a little flick of the wrist. And it's gonna be ready to get the wrap. I'm gonna start by continuously getting this kind of, let's aim for flat. But I'm not using offset spatula, I'm just using a plain old regular spatula. I'm going to tap this all up on there. And I'm gonna get rid of some of the air bubbles. Make sure nothing. And do a couple of, like I say a little dash, blah, 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 and I'm like straight up mangling this right now. Now we're gonna get the plastic wrap. Doing what the plastic wrap needs to do. And as you can see, it should be locked in, but it's like not. But now we're gonna get it locked in. And just slice a dice. And just flatten this onto the top of the cake and let this rest for about 2 hours. I'm gonna make sure I get as much as possible. So as you can see, I got the top of it all done. I even went on whole circular motion. And it's okay if you have a little bit up top, wipe that off, it's all good. So we're gonna pop this into the fridge and let this rest for about 2 hours until it's set. And ready for the next layer of the gelatin, which is where I have the eyeballs in it. I'm so excited. I hope they come out looking like eyeballs, or at least close to eyeballs. Okay, y'all, we're almost to the end, and this is kind of the fun part, the most like I said, the spooky actual layer. And we're gonna get the eyeballs and the gelatin ready. I didn't get on the recipe it said white wine, something like that. I just got lychee soju because I thought it would go good with the fact that I'm using lychee. It wasn't, the bottle wasn't enough, I should have bought 2. But I ended up using that and mixing the rest with some cranberry, like substituting the rest. I could have used apple soju, but I'm not even the biggest drinker, so it being super boozy is not really necessary for me. But I hope for it to be tasty. And also, just heads up, you gotta be 21 for this. Like, 21, no, none of that nonsense. And make sure if you're doing this, you have a DD and drive safely, and you're not the only ones on the road. Be considerate of other people. Everybody wants to get home safely to their loved ones, and that's the name of the game, is getting home safely. That's it, period. Point blank, underline, highlight, emphasize, get home safely, always drink responsibly. And so yeah, let's get the eyeballs ready. I think the eyeballs let's get the eyeballs ready so they get to sit for a little bit and let the gel kind of like dry on the eye so it's not super messy or anything. Let's get that going. So let's come in close once more and get it going. This is super simple and easy to make. It's just 2 blueberries inside the lychees with the red lines drawn on top. This could be a snack in all of its own. I ended up tasting some and they were delicious. We made the eyeballs and my fingers are all stained red, but it's definitely gonna be worth it. And honestly, I just made the eyeball just to eat, you know, besides the cake, and it was delicious. So this is a cute little snack if you want to get your kids something healthy and nothing too crazy. This is a great go-to for sure. But now we're gonna get into the gelatin mixture because our cake is supposed to be in the fridge for about 2 hours now. It's gonna be set, fingers crossed, it's going good. And let's get this put aside. And make sure you check out for my video. Hopefully it's already posted, maybe it won't be, who knows. But pumpkin, all about pumpkin. And so I'm gonna tuck this over here. Oh, earring down, earring down. Okay, so I got my earrings straight, y'all. Sorry about that. We're gonna bring this over here. Let me get the gas canister. Okay, that's good to go. I would use a smaller pot because it actually has a spout, but since I use the gas canister, I want to keep the exhaust on because of the fumes. When I use gas, I like to make sure I have my exhaust on because of the fumes. I'm going to use this pot even though it doesn't have the cute little spout. It's just more secure and has more base value. We're going to look at the recipe real quick. This is the Cooking Chronicles video. This is usually real time. Real time. We're going to start by pouring the cranberry juice into the pot. Okay, then we're going to add the gelatin into it. And I'm going to begin stirring that. So here's our gelatin mixture, kind of just bringing it up to a bit of a, I don't want to say boil, like a hard boil, but you know, a little something to get it activated. Add in that sugar. Don't want to forget it like you pour it. I might switch to agar and see if I prefer the smell of it. And we're going to add this into the measuring cup because I'm going to have to add in the rest of the liquids. But right now we're going to scoop out the first set of bubbles and let it kind of set a bit. Start forming its bonds properly. I'm gonna pop that into my little fridge, and then I will have to stir within about 10 minutes intervals. I did about 10 to 15 just because I didn't feel like it was much of a difference. I add in that soju with a little bit of the juice, and I'm gonna skim it just with my cute little sifter. Peel off that plastic wrap, and I'm gonna start arranging the eyeballs. Could work in a spiral motion, could have did something a little bit more orchestrated. To me, it doesn't really matter. I think it was just making sure each one had room in between. And now that I look at, like, I've cut it and kind of have experienced it more, it would be beneficial to kind of position them more for the slices because it is harder to cut through it, like the whole piece of fruit, but it's doable, you know, with the right motion and pressure. And we're gonna just start setting the fruit in the top layer and just start with a little bit, and I'm gonna let that set for about 15 to 20 minutes. Come back and add the rest of it in, and so they won't float or nothing. Okay, we did it, y'all. It now is set and it's ready to go. I honestly, this is the most nerve-wracking part. Like, I feel like I just kind of want to just undo the pan, but I am gonna heat this with some hot water, dry it off real quick. Okay, this is definitely hot. I'm so nervous. I feel like actually maybe I'll just spring it. Oh, but I do it slow. I do it real slow. Maybe my idea was a little bit too adventurous. Cut it. Demolding's my least favorite. You're ever gonna notice if I don't have to demold, like if I can make something inside of the container and leave it in the container, I'ma do that. I'ma do that, no question about it. I'm always gonna do that because, bruh, this is stressful. All these hours in the last moments, it snap, crackles, pops, or some shit. That'd be terrible. Ugh. I don't understand. I'm getting better. I think I just gotta get more confident. Let's do this. One more time. Let's do this. One more time. Hey. Okay. It's sorta kind of. Let's see if I can. Oi. Gotcha, bitch. And so like you see I got a little bit. It ain't terrible, but I'm gonna like straight up. And this is a nice no-bake cheesecake. This is good. Oh yeah, I'm a fan of this. It's definitely a little different, but that's okay. Maybe very gentle. I should have really just put the cake on the thing already before. Sorry. Okay, we did it again. Here we go. We made a Boozy eyeball cheesecake. I'm absolutely in love with it. Thank you so much for joining me. Like I said, I did a couple of substitutes and the demolding was a little nerve-wracking, but I'm absolutely really happy with how this turned out. We're about to cut off a slice and get a taste testing, so let's hop into that. I think it's gonna taste splendid. I will say I'm not the biggest drinker, but fingers crossed. My substitutions and stuff were good decisions. Test time. Let's do this. I think I'm kind of nervous about cutting it, but it's gonna be okay. I'm gonna do what they did in the video. Just call it a day. I'm trying to get an eyeball, like a couple of eyeballs. Oh my god, it's okay. I'm gonna clean it real quick just because, you know, on a good time. I hope I'm getting deep enough. I don't want to do that big ass slice. Yeah, like I got a good crispy crust crunch. Okay, to kind of cut the lychee. I wanted to see if I could. It's kind of crooked. Like you see, I like moved them. Okay. Oh, God. Nice. A little bit of the crust. Nothing too crazy. This was actually pretty easy. I was very intimidated at first. Just because working with gelatin and stuff can be very intimidating. But it turns out really good. Let's give this a try. Yeah, I can see the lychee. Yeah. Okay. Cheers. I like the cheesecake part. I like the crust. Yeah, let's see what it all. I definitely think the reason I'm gonna like this is because I use the lychee up top and it's not mostly just white wine. It's cranberry juice and lychee juice. I like it. I think the biggest problem I definitely do think the biggest pro is that it's Halloween, it's cute. The flavors do work. I don't know how frequently I'm going to be craving this. But it's good. It's edible. For sure. I can do the slice pretty decently. Okay, we're back. I hope I enjoyed it. I think it's going to be, you know, a tasty time. And honestly, like I said before, subscribe, head down below, like the video. So comment down below anything you'd like to see for maybe November, Thanksgiving-ishy time, or Christmas. Let's get into this real season of giving and winter wonderland and all the cute here's and there's. And I can't wait to decorate. Hope you guys enjoy what I come up with. But honestly, enjoy the cake. I'm scared it's gonna like slip and stuff, so here's a little cake moment. Oops. And until next time.